Imagine this. You wake up, and for once in your life, your mind isn't already racing. No mental checklist, no shoulds, no noise, just this quiet sense of enough. You get that opportunity to sip your coffee or tea or whatever you drink in the morning, and you realize that you're not behind. You're not chasing. And instead, you're actually just enjoying that moment and feeling centered, feeling present, and feeling grounded. And that's what it feels like when you find your flow again. When your clarity stops being something that you search for and starts being the way that you live. And this video today, I want to show you exactly how that shift can happen for you. I'm Rachael Britton. I'm a clinical psychologist and a clarity and strategy coach. And my mission is to help entrepreneurs, therapists, and coaches just like you break through those barriers that are holding you back from your true financial and time freedom. Because success, it isn't just about structure or strategy. It's about creating a mindset and a rhythm that really align with your values, with your energy, and with your vision. And that's where clarity turns into flow. Now, this is the final video in the Clarity Framework series, so don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you want to check out the next series, and don't forget to hit the old videos if you haven't watched them in the Clarity Framework series. Because over the last 4 weeks, we've rebuilt your foundation, we've reconnected with your heart, and we re-centered your mind, learning how each layer just helps us move from chaos to clarity. And today, we're actually going to be bringing it all together through this embodiment and what it actually looks like and feels like to live from clarity every single day. Because clarity, it's not just a concept, it's actually a rhythm. It's a rhythm that your whole life can move to if you know what that rhythm. So for a long time, I actually thought that clarity meant having every single detailed figure out. So I would try to figure out every task, every plan, every piece of the puzzle, and I would try to perfectly align it all together. What I didn't realize at the time was that I was trying to do so many different things to try to reach that result. I would try this and that and this and that. I was busy and it was constantly in motion. And yes, things were getting done. I was getting a lot of tasks completed and whatnot, but they were pieces from different puzzles. That's what I realized. And it looked productive from the outside, but it didn't feel cohesive when I was trying to work and get everything done. And there was effort without flow. It wasn't until I slowed down and I actually looked at what I was building, that I realized I didn't just need more pieces. I didn't need to pull pieces from all these different puzzles. What I actually needed was to just focus on the puzzle I was working on and use the pieces that I already had in place. And when I got clear on my vision, what I wanted my puzzle to look like, that full picture of what I was working towards, everything started to shift. And I could see which actions actually mattered or truly mattered in that moment. And I stopped scattering my energy towards multiple tasks that just created busy work for me and left momentum. And this really allowed me to feel more grounded and less rushed because I was spending less time on the tasks and I was able to pour more of my energy and my time into quality, which is what I needed. I needed quality, not quantity. And that's when I realized that clarity doesn't come from doing more. It actually comes from doing what matters with presence. Now, unfortunately, many of us, we chase clarity like it's the finish line, right? We're thinking, oh, once I get it all together, I will finally feel at peace. But real clarity, it's something that it's not something you arrive to or arrive at. It's actually something that you return to. It's cyclical. And every day that you come back to your foundation for stability, or you come back to your heart for the truth, for your values, or you go to your mind for direction, that's what creates flow. Because when all parts of you start working with each other instead of against each other, it actually allows less confusion and time trying to figure out which direction that you want to go into each day. And so here's how I think about it. I kind of think about it through this flow loop. Because in reality, clarity, it's not linear. It's actually something that we're circling back to again and again, which is what created this flow loop in my mind. So within the loop, the first step is awareness. And when we're looking at awareness, we're really noticing when things start to feel off and when our energy is scattered or our choices don't line up with what we really want. So we have to be aware of that first. And then the second step is alignment. And in this step, we're really reconnecting with what's true for us in this moment. We want to ask ourselves, does this action that I'm taking actually move me toward the life that I'm trying to build? Or is it just different pieces from different puzzles? So we want to find that alignment. And then the third step is action. We want to take the next aligned step. So after you figure out what the step is for alignment, then you have to take action. And this is not perfect action. This is just taking a step that feels most connected with where you are right now and where you want to go. And then we go to step 4. And step 4 is reflection. This is a very important part that I think a lot of people forget to come back to or to look at, because reflection is where we take a moment to pause and look back. We look at what worked, we look at what didn't work, and we look at what we can learn from that experience. Now, within reflection, a lot of times we tend to judge ourselves, and what we want to do is we just want to do this through curiosity and an open lens, because reflection is what turns it's what turns doing into growing. We have to reflect on what's working and not working in order to grow. And then after we go through those steps, we want to loop back. We want to go back to awareness, alignment, action, reflection, awareness, alignment, action, reflection. We want to do that over and over until that rhythm becomes second nature, because that's where flow starts. It's really focusing on not trying to control every outcome, but instead learning how that we can move with ourselves and not against ourselves, right? When we are aligned and we are making choices based on our alignment and not judging if it worked or not, but instead reflecting on it, we move with ourselves, because there are going to be things that work and don't work. So when you live this way, you stop treating clarity as something to chase. And instead, you start experiencing it as something that you become. And you'll notice it in how you breathe. You'll notice it in how you speak to yourself. And you can make decisions that feel more congruent with who you are. There's so much more peace within this, using this loop, more confidence and more space to actually enjoy what you are working toward. And that's the power of clarity. It's not loud, it's steady. And from that steadiness, you actually get to create your life with intention instead of reaction. So if you are ready to take this work deeper, to not just understand your clarity, but truly live it, I'd love to invite you into my VIP coaching program that focuses on the blueprint for balanced living. It's where you can take that foundation work, that heart work, that mind work, and personalize it to your life and your business, so that your clarity becomes your natural state, not something that you have to fight for. And you can find all of the details in the link below. And if this series has helped you reconnect with your focus, your energy, or your sense of calm, go ahead, like this video, share it with others that you think need to hear this message. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because this is just the beginning. We're going to dive into clarity, strategy, and mindset for the purpose-driven entrepreneurs and professionals like you, with different series as we go. So just remember, clarity, it's not about being certain. It's about being connected. It's about being connected with yourself. You already have everything that you need. You're just learning to see it.